Hey y'all, I know it's been a long time since I've done a video, but I really wanted to make one just really quick, and please forgive the bad lighting. I'm making one at night, but I wanted to make a video about setting boundaries as a Lyft driver. So I recently, um, thanks to my partner telling me to set boundaries. So I recently created a list of Lyft rules. And these are my rules. I have about 9 of them. And I can read them off. Um but the first one is to be kind and courteous to the driver. The second one is please clean up all trash. The third one is you're welcome to give directions on your route. The fourth one is if you waste something, say something. So like if you spill something like wine or anything like that, then just let me know. The next one is no smoking. Vaping is okay with the window down. Number 6 is eating is okay. Just clean up after yourself. Number 7 is please keep your children buckled. Number 8, let's keep the convo friendly. So no convo on race, religion, or politics, or what I do for a living. And number 9 is enjoy the ride and have a wonderful day. So all of those are pretty for the most part standard rules. Of course, so I just recently put it up this weekend just to see how people would react. And of course, for the most part, people have pretty much been respectful. Aside from like the jokes, like, oh, okay, you have rules, okay, whatever. Um, but I I got one rider in particular. Well, first, let me just say, because I'm going to put that in another video. I'm going to make 2 videos. This video here, I just want to say, like, it's really important. Like, I've been doing this for 5 years. I know a lot of people don't take rideshare seriously, but as I've said in like my earlier videos, you really have to like work to keep yourself physically protected, spiritually protected. Like just coming into contact with so many different energies, from the traffic to the people getting in your car to the constant conversation. So I wanted to set these rules as boundaries, because sometimes I feel so drained, as I'm sure y'all can imagine, after driving for 12 hours during an event like Mardi Gras in New Orleans, or stuff like that, where you're constantly trying to navigate the traffic. The riders are trying to have conversation with you about God knows what. It's just a lot of distraction. So what I had to realize was that if I wanted to feel safe, I could not depend on Lyft or whatever rideshare I'm using, but for the most part, Lyft, in order for me to feel safe and protected. And I know even some drivers have webcams in their car just to, record if anything was to happen. They say that people are more likely to be on their best behavior when they know that they're being recorded. So that's another thing, and I think I'm going to do that very soon too. Is get a webcam. Um, but yeah, this has been really like almost like a social experiment for me to just put these rules in my car and see how people react to them. And of course, you have people, just a few people who want to push the boundaries, or I just think it really does something to people when you set boundaries and you set rules. It makes them maybe like offended in some sort of way, or like it makes them kind of want to like test them in ways. And it's been really interesting to see how it has set the tone for when people get in my car. So I would recommend doing this. Now this is a pretty like shoddy list, just as far as the way that I created it. So I'm going to create a smaller one that I can actually post on the back and in the front seat and the back seat, so that it's not as big and it doesn't take as much space. But this was just kind of a last minute thing before I started driving. But this is a really important one, y'all, is setting boundaries, rules. So whatever rules you want to have, even if that's like not having your riders talk to you as much, if it's distracting for you, and you know it takes a lot of energy to be in constant conversation, then make a rule, like say, hey, you can give me directions, but as far as like casual conversation, I prefer not to have that. And it's not rude, it's setting the tone for how you want to interact with your passengers, because a lot of people, they will just insist that you want to have a conversation, and it's almost like, well, you're doing a service, or you're a service, you're in the service industry, so you should automatically be, you know, providing some type of verbal entertainment in a sense. And in reality, the only thing that you're doing is transporting somebody safely in your car. You don't have to talk to them. You don't have to entertain them with conversation. I know how draining it can be. I know it can be exhausting. I know that not having rules about trash, a lot of people leave trash in the car, and a lot of times Lyft won't compensate you for it because it'll be something small, but it still looks bad on you for the next rider. And it's also something extra that you have to do towards the end of the day, as far as like, you know, cleaning your car, when you know, for the most part, there are adults that are getting in your car and they're leaving things like open cans of beer, trash, you know, something that, like, if you were pulled over by a police officer, you would be responsible for that. And people don't think about that. And also like spilling wine and things like that. So that gives the impression that you've been drinking open cans of alcohol in your car. So you have to like look out for yourself, because the passengers and the riders are not going to do it. They're concerned with getting to where they have to go, and sometimes, you know, being a little inconsiderate along the way. So I think, you know, as you can tell, maybe I'm just a little in a sense, I guess, fed up with that. So I would suggest any rider to create these rules, whatever these guidelines are. Even the one where I said, you know, don't ask what I do for a living. Because for me, if I'm giving you a ride, you know, this is what I do for a living. Even if it's part-time, even if it's not something that I do often, you see exactly what I do for a living. And I find it, you know, condescending sometimes, that people would assume that I have to be doing something else in order to be a valuable person. And it's like, we deserve more respect as Lyft drivers, as rideshare drivers, because without us, there will be, you know, many more DUI accidents. Without us, you know, people wouldn't make it home as safely. There are people who don't have transportation who need us. And so the fact that we come into contact with so many people that, or I'll speak for myself, that I come into contact with so many people that treat me as disposable, and want to have no boundaries as to how they interact with me, is not acceptable. And so I had to make a decision that I was going to set some rules, to keep everybody safe, you know, to just set the tone for, like, there should be respect all the way around, you know. It's just basic things, just being a basic, decent human being. So this is, sorry to kind of go on a rant, but this is just one of my suggestions to you all. And I actually need to add a couple of rules after today, you know, just to keep this going. And I can say it's really felt good to set boundaries and to not, you know, be like, okay, well, whatever they do. No, it's because you don't want to have to set the boundary when it's too late. You want to already kind of have a precedence when people get in. And this is, for me, this is one of the best ways to do it. You may still have to say something, but having it written down definitely like lets people know, you know, to give you more respect as a driver. So I'm going to post another video about well, I wouldn't say an incident, but just something that happened today regarding the rules that I posted. But if you all have like any other suggestions as far as like how to set the tone for respect in your car or in your vehicle, please feel free to comment, because I think that this, you know, we are very undervalued as drivers. I know people, for whatever reason, they maybe because it's customer service, maybe because, you know, we're driving, but people don't value drivers as much as they should. But we get things done. We really do make the world go round. So anyway, guys, feel free to comment, and I'm gonna post my other videos soon. Thanks.